Hello, folks. What's up? Good evening. Good evening. How are you all doing? What's up? Hi, Atharv. Hi, Neelu. Neeru. Good evening. Good evening. What's up, Ananya? Good evening. Good evening, gang. Can you guys confirm if you guys can see me, hear me clearly? Is my audio video A-okay? Quick, folks. Let me just work this chat. All right. Yeah. Hola, hola, amigos. What's up? Hi, Sangram. Good evening. Good evening. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being a part of this session. Hi, Tripti. So this is circular arrangement in the concept builder. Today we are going to build upon what we've already seen in the foundation. Yeah. So we'll do a quick recap on things. My name is Amit Surana. This is concept builder lecture 3. Today we are going to build a little bit more on, like I said, circular arrangements. Yeah. So today's challenge question is this one. Yeah, this is today's challenge. Today's challenge is this CAT 2025 slot 1 set, which a lot of you had requested on the Telegram group that, sir, if you can solve this. For people who are from the Pioneer batch or the Pro batch, you remember I gave this as a try it yourself set in the class. Yeah, do you remember this? Yes. So we're going to do this set, but before we move on to this one, I think we should get into a little bit deeper with circular arrangements because this is a circular arrangement based set. Okay. So let's do a quick recap of what we had earlier seen in circular arrangements. So we had earlier seen what? That in circular arrangements, since there are no ends, you can start off from anywhere. This arrangement and this arrangement are literally exactly the same. Why are they same? Although this one starts with an A here, this one starts with an E here, but if you look at, if you pick any one term, say if you pick up A here, and if you go clockwise, you'll see the same arrangement, A, B, C, D, E, F, and this one also, if you start from A, go clockwise, it's still the same arrangement, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So these two are exactly the same arrangement. That tells us what? That tells us that with circular arrangement, there are no ends. Point number 1. Yes. Moving on. So like I said, see, they are exactly the same. Yes. Ananya, where was it cancelled? Are you talking about the foundation on YouTube on the other channel? Yeah. Okay. So here we had spoken that in linear arrangements, when we say left end, or right end, there's a fixed end. And when they say someone is seated to the left or the right, we always don't assume that it's the immediate left or right. However, when we look at circular arrangements, you can't say the same thing here, right? Because then ultimately it'll turn around and come to the same spot. So with circular arrangements, what do you have to remember? Linear arrangements, left and immediate left may not be the same, right and immediate right may not be the same, but in circular arrangements, left and immediate left, right and immediate right are exactly the same. So if a question tells you that A is seated left of B in a circular arrangement, it would mean that A and B are right next to each other. It is immediate left only. Cool? Yes, perfect, Sangram. Yes. Now, moving on to the next concept of who is facing in which direction. So if everybody is facing towards one point on the circle, right, one point on the circle, which is the center of the circle, we call this towards the center. Everybody is facing towards the center. And when everybody is facing towards the center, what's the left and right? For all of these guys, clockwise would become left and anti-clockwise would become right. Yeah, same way here, if everybody is facing away from the center, this is the center of the circle, but none of them are facing towards the center, they are all facing away from the center, then what happens? Just the opposite of this. Anti-clockwise becomes left and clockwise would become right. Clear? So these two things we need to know. Now I had promised that I would take you up with some advanced concepts in circular arrangements. The advanced concept is number one, some facing towards the center and some facing away from the center. Normally what we see in a set is either everybody is facing towards the center or everybody is facing away from the center. But there are a few questions where some people are facing towards the center and some people are facing away from the center. So how to deal with those? Number two, we are also going to look at other shaped tables. Tables that are not just a circle but other shapes also, like a rectangle or a pentagon or a hexagon, how to deal with those. Cool? Yeah, shall we get this thing going? Perfect. So here is our first question. Our first question seems a little simple, seems a little easy. Let's have a read at it. It says 8 people A till H are sitting around a circular table. Just saying sitting around a circular table. Only A and B are facing towards the center. What does this mean? Just these two people, out of the 8 people, only A and B are facing towards. So when I look at people facing towards the center, it's just these two people, A and B. What does that mean? That the other people are all facing away from the center. Who are the other people? The other 6 people, am I right? Yeah, the other 6 people, which would be who? C, D, E, F, G and H. So all these 6 people are facing away from the center. Are we okay? Yes. Everybody cool? No doubt so far, yes? Yeah, perfect. So this is what we understand. Now we have 4 more clues, 5 more clues talking about these people's arrangement. So I'll let you try this once and then we'll solve it together, okay? Go ahead, try this up. Yes, perfect, Atharv. Yes, hi Karan, good evening. Let's go. See if you can try solving this one, folks. Aditya says C. Oh no, option B, person C. Okay, perfect. How about others? Now this normally is the first step, right? Knowing who faces in which direction, because that tells us what their left and their right would mean. For these guys, clockwise is left, anti-clockwise is right. But for these guys, clockwise would be right and anti-clockwise would be left. This is very important to understand, yeah? Atharv also says, Sangram also says B, option B, person name is C. Perfect, very good, folks. So this one is a very easy one, yeah, because now we know that which direction each of these guys face. It becomes very simple for us. So if we were to solve this, we would have a circle with 8 seats in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now, have they told us who's facing towards the center, away from the center? We know that already, yeah. So we can either start with any one DRL, definite DRC, which is definite relevant clue. Which one should we start with? Always start with the clues that have a lot of other follow-up clues, correct? One clue that has a lot of other follow-up clues as well. For example, if we go with this one, A is sitting second to the right of H. From here, I can assume A's place, with which I can get H's place, so A and H. From there, I can get B's place, 3 people. Again, they are saying G is not a neighbor of A or B. E and F are neighbors. D sits second to the right of G. I think we can make it from there. Yeah. So if we start off from there, what do we do? Where do we place A? Any one place. I can place A here, for example. And I know that A faces towards the center. Okay. So they're saying A is sitting second to the right of H. Mind you, A is second to the right of H. H is second to the left of A. That's a little tricky. Why? Because they are not both facing the same direction. So for example, if this were H, Would this make sense, or this being H would make sense? Because H is what? H is a person who faces away from the center. That means I have to go clockwise to make it right. Getting this? So this would be H's right position. Since H is facing away from the center, clockwise is right. First right, second right, this makes perfect sense, right? So A is seated second to the right of H. That means now I know H will not be here anymore. H is here. This is confirmed. Done. So from here I am done placing A and H. From there I can place B. B sits third to the left of A. A's left is going to be where? Clockwise, yeah. Third to the left of A. So first left, second left, third left. This is going to be our B's position. Done, Zo? Yeah. Beautiful. Moving on. Now what they're saying is E and F are neighbors. Yes. E and F are neighbors. E and F could be here. E and F could be here. Very tricky. So what do we look at? If we look at this one, right? G is not a neighbor of A or B. That means what? Where can't G be seated? B's neighbor can't be G. B's neighbor can't be G. A's neighbor can't be G. A's neighbor can't be G. That leaves only one place for G to be seated, correct? Out of the 8 seats, only one place is empty for G. It can't be this, or this. That leaves us only one place for G, which would be this. Done? So with the help of this, I could place G. From there, I can place D because I know G faces away from the center. B faces towards the center. From G, what can I do? D sits second to the right of G. For this guy, right is going to be what? Clockwise. So clockwise, this is D. Perfect. D also faces away from the center. Done. Now they're saying E and F are neighbors. I know E or F cannot come here. E and F's got to be here. Who's left then? A, B, C is the only person left. So C is going to be here facing away from the center, leaving, we have no other clue, right? We are done with all the clues. E and F are neighbors would mean either this is E and this is F, or this is E and this is F. So there are basically two cases, but we don't have to work towards that anyway. Athar, so it won't always be A, E, F. It could also be A, F, E. Be very careful. A, E, F, B, C, G, H, D is also okay. A, F, E, B, C, G, H, D is also okay. So there are technically two cases. However, the question is very simple. They are asking who sits opposite to A. Had they asked who sits next to A, that would have made it a tricky question. But since they are asking who's seated opposite to A, we know there's only one guy seated opposite to A, which is who? C. So C, option B is our correct answer. Easy, simple. Yes. So what was the starting point here? What was the starting point here? Knowing who faces where, correct? Knowing who faces in which direction is very important. Once you figure this one out, then you can automatically know what their left or right means. Yes, good to go? Perfect. So shall we see a more complicated question now? This one was easy. This one was a pretty easy question. Let's take this up to a next level. Let's have a look at this set now. Have a read at it and try doing it. Let's see if you can try this one, folks. Yeah, correct. Yes, Sangram, yes. Knowing who faces in which direction actually makes it a little easy for us to pick this up, yeah? Let's see if we can try this one now. You want to see the questions? Simple questions. I didn't make too complicated questions here. Questions are very simple. How many people face towards the center? Very easy theta question. Who sits opposite to S? Who's seated opposite to S is a definite question again. How many pairs of people sitting adjacent to each other do not face the same direction is also kind of definite. So we have all definite questions, meaning we would get a complete bay. Yes. Good to go, Sangram. Others also good to go. We now know that we would get a perfect bay, and that's what we are looking at right now. Yes. Go ahead, try solving it now. Tripti, you wanna add the timer? See, the problem with timer is this question might actually take a little longer than 3-4 minutes. So I don't want to wait 3-4 minutes doing nothing. So I'll give you the time to solve it, but let's not bring Mr. Timer Ali Khan here. Yeah, go for it. Okay, let's go. Let me give you the timer then. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to try doing this, okay? Let's see if you can do this. Go for it. A minute and a half to go. Let's go. You are back. From where though, Athar? Thirty more seconds to go, folks. Oh, okay. No issues, man, Athar. Any luck, folks? So I think with this set, time's up, huh? So I think with this set, we know clearly where we should begin with, yes? We clearly know where we should begin with. So we've already seen that always try starting with the ones where the direction of facing is given, the person whose direction of facing is given, yeah? So let's see if we can solve this, yeah? Are you ready? Done, Karan, perfect. Perfect, man. Did you get a perfect arrangement? Superb, Karan, very good. Okay, see if it makes sense for you, okay? So 8 friends M till T are sitting around a circle with equal distance between them, but not necessarily in the same order, okay? Some of them are facing the center while some facing outside. So from here, I know that there's a circle. There's got to be 8 seats here. I'm going to start off with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now, some are facing the center, some are facing away from the center. So, let's start with things that we know for sure who's facing in which direction. So, where do I know? I know for a fact that, look at this one, T faces the center. Yes, so T is someone who's facing towards the center. I'm going to make a list of it. Towards the center, I have T, and I'm going to start off with T. Why? Because from T, I can go jump off to O. So figure out where O sits. With O, I have one clue that says that only 3 people sit between O and N. From there, I think I can make out where N could be sitting. From N, I can get S. From N and S, I can start, dealing with this, right? So I think it's a very good way to begin. Let's start from there, shall we? Yeah, let's start from T. So if I say T is here and T is facing towards the center, okay. Next, they're saying O sits second to the right of T. So this is T, first right, second right, this is O, perfect. Do we know which direction O is facing? Any clue about which direction O is facing? They are only saying that Q and O are facing opposite directions. And they're saying immediate neighbors of N face the same direction. I don't know where N is so far. Both R and M face a direction opposite to that of P. I still don't know P's direction. So for now, we are clueless with O's direction. Let's see where it takes us. So this one is done. They're saying only 3 people sit between O and N. Let me try this, yeah. So if I go clockwise, 3 people, 1, 2, 3, N should be here. If I go anti-clockwise also, 1, 2, 3, N should be here. So in both the cases, I know that if this is O, N has got to be opposite to him because there are 3 people in between in both ways, which is a very good thing for us. Very good. So that way I know where N sits. Next, they're saying S sits to the immediate right of N. Now, do I know which direction N faces? Do I know which direction N faces, guys? Since they're saying S sits to the immediate right of N, it would depend upon N's direction of facing, correct? Do you agree? So this one kind of shaky because S could be here also depending upon N's direction of facing. From there I can then get P's direction. From there I can get O, not really, because Q sits third to the right of O, then I can get Q's direction, and then Q and O opposite direction, and I can maybe try doing this. Yes, so shall we assume then? Clue number 6 says P and N face the same direction. I don't know P's direction also, right, Athar? I don't know P's direction. Q and O face opposite direction. I don't know O. This is opposite direction, man, Athar. They are not sitting opposite to each other. They are facing opposite directions. That means if O is facing towards the center, then Q is facing away from the center or vice versa. Please understand that, okay? So this is not very helpful at this moment. Then I think I have no other choice but to go for a trial and error. So I'm going to use a different color to show that I'm going to do trial and error. First things first, I'll try making N face the center, okay? So if N is also facing towards the center, what happens? S is immediate right of N. Right is going to be anti-clockwise. This would be S. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Next, M sits to the immediate right of P. P and N face the same direction. So P and N both are facing the same direction. I can continue it here. Okay. Q sits third to the right of O, From here, I think I can make out O's direction of facing, because if O is here, 1, 2, 3, here Q cannot come. That means it's got to be 1, 2, 3. This has got to be Q. So if this is right, if anti-clockwise is right for somebody, that means what? O has to be facing the center again. So O is also facing the center. Yes, O is also facing the center. From there, I have placed here. Q is not an immediate neighbor of M. Okay, not too early. They're saying Q and O face opposite directions. Nice. If O is facing towards the center, that means away from the center, who is it got to be? Q. Because O and Q are facing opposite directions. Okay. Immediate neighbors of n face the same direction, they're saying. Immediate neighbors of n face the same direction. That means what? N's one neighbor is Q, who's facing away from the center. That means S should also be facing away from the center. S is here, okay. What else do we have? Immediate neighbors of M face the same direction. They're saying M can't be here. M can't be here. That means either M is here or M is here. M could be here or here, depending upon what. Both R and M face direction opposite to that of P. So I know that P is facing towards the center. Here I'm using this clue, okay. Both R and M face a direction opposite to P. That means if P is facing towards the center, that means R and M will be facing away from the center. Yes, R and M both will be facing away from the center. So can I place M here? Immediate neighbors of M face the same direction. It's possible. M sits to the immediate right of P. I can play on this one now. I can play on this one. M sits immediate right of P. So if I were to place P here, for example, P here, and P is facing towards the center, can I place M here? What would be right for P? Anti-clockwise, correct? So I know P cannot come here, not possible. Ultimately, I'll have to place P here then, correct? If P cannot come here, P comes here, M will come here, not allowed. So if P is here, what happens? If P is facing towards the center, immediate right is going to be here, M. But they are saying Q is not an immediate neighbor of M. This gets stuck here, correct? Can you see this clue? It gets stuck here. P and M are immediate neighbors, so they have to be next to each other. P is immediate right is M. Does it make sense, guys? No, right? Does it make sense, folks? Right for P is going to be anti-clockwise because P is facing towards the center. Right is anti-clockwise, but then M cannot be seated here. They clearly told us that Q is not an immediate neighbor of M. That means what's going to happen? This case is ruled out. Yeah, this entire case is ruled out. Where did this start from? What is the core reason why this clue is useless? The reason why this case is useless is where did it all begin? It began with us placing S here, correct? Because we placed S here, that's where this all thing began. Yes, so I think we'll have to then try again by placing S in a different position. So I'm going to remake this. That's why I used a different color to show you that. So I'm going to redo this by placing S in a different position. Okay. So I already know T is here facing towards the center. Our first clue. O sits second to the right of O is here. This is also done. Three people between O and N. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. N is here. So T, O and N are in the right places. Perfect. Good to go. Now all of these clues that I used the blue pen with, right? I'm going to redo those again. I'm going to redo those. So they're saying S sits immediate right of N. This time I'm not going to place S here. I'm rather going to place S here. If S is here, this is what? Clockwise. Clockwise means what? N is facing away from the center. So for this one, I'm going to write the list here. Towards the center, away from the center. Towards the center is T. I don't know others. N is facing away from the center. Perfect? Yes. This one is done. Next I have P and N face the same direction. So P will also be facing away from the center. Okay. Q sits third to the right of O. Third to the right of O. First right, second right, third right. Q can come here. First right, second right, third right. Can Q come here? Not possible. Do you see this? First right, second right, third right. Can Q come here? No. So first right, second right, third right. If Q is here, that means O, this is what? Clockwise, correct? Clockwise means O is facing away from the center. Works for us so far, good? Yes guys, so far good? Perfect. So from here, I am done placing O and Q. Q is not an immediate neighbor of M, works perfectly fine for us. Q is not an immediate neighbor of N. Q and O face opposite directions. O is facing away from it, so Q will be facing towards the center. Perfect. Good to go. Immediate neighbors of N face the same direction. Q is facing towards the center, so S should also be facing towards the center. S is here. Good to go. Both R and M face direction opposite of P. P is facing away. That means R and M should be facing towards the center. Yes. Moving now to this clue, where is it? M sits immediate right of P. M and P are next to each other. That means this is the spot, okay? Only these two seats are empty together. So M and P will come here. They're saying M is immediate right of P. Since P is facing away from the center, P has to be here, correct? Because he's facing away from the center. Clockwise will be M. M will come off here. M is facing towards the center. Perfect. Who's the one person left? I have M, N, O, P, Q, S, T. This will be R, and R is facing towards the center. Perfect. This has to be the only possibility. Clear, guys? Hi, Sukun. Done, everybody? So this is what we used to eliminate this possibility with the help of this one. So this case rules out. This is our true case and our bay is completed now. So in some of these cases, right, in some of these cases where you have, where you do not have explicitly told who is facing in which direction, you have to make the list upfront. Do I have all the 8 people now? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfectly done, right? 5 people facing towards the center, 3 people facing away from the center. All my clues are satisfied. Done? Good to go? Shall we now go ahead and answer the questions, guys? Please check if your arrangement also matches this and if they are facing in the right directions or not, okay? So let's see if we can answer the questions now. How many people face towards the center? Towards the center is 5 people. That's my first answer. 5. Good to go. Who sits opposite to S? Opposite to S. S is opposite is who? R here. Yeah. Do I have R in the options? Yes, I have. Option A, R. Done. How many pairs of people sitting adjacent? Read this carefully. Pairs of people sitting adjacent. That means 2 people sitting next to each other do not face the same direction. Yes. So if I were to start from T, for example, I'll go clockwise and see if they are facing same direction. If they are facing same direction, I don't want that, okay? So these two facing same direction, yes. Do I want it? No. These two facing same direction, no. They are not facing same direction. Q is facing towards the center, N is facing away from the center. I have 1. How about N and S? Away from the center, towards the center, not in the same direction. I have second pair. How about S and P? Yes. Towards the center, away from the center. Yes. Third pair, I've got it. How about P and M? Yes. Away from the center, towards the center. I have my fourth pair. How about M and O? Yes. Towards the center, away from the center. This is my fifth pair. How about O and R? Yes. Away from the center, towards the center. Sixth pair. How about R and T? Will I count R and T? No. Why? Because R is also facing towards the center. T is also facing towards the center. So no. So then in total, I have how many pairs? I have 6 pairs, which is QN, NS, SP, PM, MO and OR. Done? Atharv, not 7, 6 pairs, okay? So what if O and N both face towards the center? For which question are you saying? O and N facing towards the center, we tried it here, see? Sangram? We tried it here, it didn't work for us. O and N both facing towards the center didn't work for us. That's why O and N are facing away from the center, okay? Sangram, I hope that's clear. So answer for this question is what? 6. So sometimes if you are panicking, you might end up missing these small nuances, right? Small conditions that often goes unnoticed, but that's what plays an important role there. So always, whenever there are multiple direction facing, always remember this. Try starting with the ones that you are sure of the direction. For example, there we knew T's direction of facing, we started off with that, right? Start off with the ones that you know the direction for sure. Good to go? Yeah, no issues, Athar, no issues, man. Done, folks. Good set, yeah. So this is a very good example of how when you have multiple direction facing, you have to end up making multiple cases. But then because the questions told us for sure that there will be only one true case, we stuck to that, okay? Now let's move on to the next set. Here, if you read at this one, they're saying that these 6 people, right, A, B, C, D, E and F, they are sitting, but they are sitting where? On an hexagonal table. Yes, they are facing where? Aditya, the previous one, maybe if you are comparing, if 10 is a set that could be asked in CAT, then that one might be a 5. Yes. If 10 is CAT level, then that the previous set might be a 5. Okay. Let's go. So now I have a question for you guys. What big difference does it make, man? What difference does it make whether they're sitting on a hexagonal table or a circular table? Is it any different? So this is how a hexagon looks like. Yeah, this is how a hexagon looks like. And this is how a circle looks like. Aren't they the same? Yeah, aren't they the same? What's the only difference here? What's the only difference between a circular table and a hexagonal table or a square table or a rectangular table or a pentagonal table, heptagonal, octagonal, whatever? What's the only difference? In a circle, since there are no corners, no sides, correct? No corners, no sides. But here we do have corners and sides. So this is one thing that you have to be careful about. Whenever you get these kind of tables, always look out for corners and sides, because then the arrangement might actually change. Yeah, the arrangement might actually change. So be very careful around that. Good to go? Yeah, correct, Vedant. Yes, yes, yes. Done. So corners versus sides, here they are clearly saying that are sitting along the sides of a hexagonal table. So that one is clear, right? Will they be sitting like this? No, these are the corners. So they are saying that they are sitting along the sides. That means they'll be sitting here like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seats. Good to go? And it's clearly said that all face towards the center of the table, which is good to go for us. No confusions there. Yeah. Now I have 4 conditions. I'll have to start off with any one of them. Can you try solving this one? Or you've already solved? Nice. Option D, everybody says option D. Perfect, man, perfect. So let's see, what can we start off with? If I can place F and A, from there I can place B, from there I can place D, from there I can place C. Done, finish. So I'll start off with maybe F here. F sits opposite to A. Done. Next they are saying F sits immediate right of B. So if this is B, immediate right of B is F. Good. This one's also done. F sits to the immediate right of B. This is done. D sits between A and B. A and B exactly one seat. This is what we want. This confusion a lot of people come up with, that sir, when they say between, should they specify that there is only one seat in between and that seat is occupied by D? No. Because if you look at it, then I can say between A and B, these guys are also sitting, no? Yeah. If you don't look at it this direction, in this direction, if you don't look at it, rather if you look at it this direction, then I can say all these people are sitting in between. Ultimately, that clue is useless then, right? That clue is useless, yeah? Because D is also sitting between A and B. F, E and C are also sitting between E and A and B. Does it make sense? No. So with circular arrangements, what they will always make sure is reduce as much ambiguity as possible. This is creating ambiguity. So always remember, whenever they say between, even if they don't specify, there's only one seat in between and that one seat is exactly taken up by only D, it's not necessary. When they say between, I've already told this a million times, whenever they say between always means what? between always means only one person in between. Okay, there are two people. Between two people, there's got to be one person only. Clear? So I'll erase this off. Yes, so between A and B, who's seated? D is seated. This one is good to go. D sits opposite to C. D sits opposite to C. This is C. Who's left? I'm done with A, B, C, D. E is the only person left. E is here. They're asking who sits second to the left of E. This is E. E's left is going to be clockwise. So second left, this is first left, this is second left, which is F. Done? Cool, guys. So always remember when you come up with these kind of questions where there are some other shapes, all other rules remain the same. All rules of circular arrangements remain the same, okay? All rules of circular arrangements remain the same. Except for what? Except for corners versus sides. Just remember this, okay? Done? Yeah, Athar, yeah. So there was a technical difficulty. I had some people come here. They had to reset up the studio. So we couldn't do it at 7 p.m. today, okay? Good. Now, let's jump off to the set that we were all waiting for very eagerly since we did circular arrangements in Pioneer batch. We've been waiting for this set. So let's bring this set to the spotlight. Here it is. This is today's challenge set. The aim behind this set, why we are doing it here and not doing it together with all the other PYQs, is very simple. This one is from circular arrangements, and CAT had not asked a circular arrangement question in ages. So when people started believing that, okay, maybe seating arrangements, linear and circular arrangements are no longer relevant, and they started avoiding it, is when CAT did this. So CAT normally has this very, very bad or maybe a good habit on their side. A habit that they have, and we've seen this for ages, is they might not ask a particular type of question for years and years together, even decades together, and then suddenly out of nowhere they'll dig up this grave and bring out a dead question, right? Dead question type. This is what happened the year before that also. If you look at 2024, in slot 1 they had suddenly asked for a candlestick chart. In slot 3 they had in slot 2 I think they suddenly asked for a bubble chart as well. So when they start asking these kind of sets, it actually makes you think what is relevant to CAT and what is not. Just because CAT has not asked it for a very long time, has it become irrelevant? No. Okay, good. Okay, shall we do this one? Yeah, let's have a read at it, okay? So first let's read it and then we'll solve it together. Cool. They're saying a round table has 7 chairs around it. 7 chairs. The chairs are numbered 1 through 7 in a clockwise direction. Now, the biggest mistake that people do is, what they do is, okay, they'll go line by line. They'll be like, okay, so there is a circular table, very good. And then they are saying there are 7 chairs numbered 1 through 7 in clockwise direction. So they'll start numbering them. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7. But the problem with doing this beforehand, is now you have to place the people, correct? Now you have to place the people, and that becomes a little tricky. So always remember not to label the chairs unless and until there's direct clue with that, okay? So instead of doing this beforehand, we are not going to do this time. We're going to wait, we're going to read the whole question and then figure out whether we have to do this or not, okay? Good to go? Okay, let's see. So they're saying 4 friends, Aslam, Bashir, Chavi and Davis, right? 4 people, A, B, C, D, sit on 4 chairs. What does it mean? There are total 7 chairs. There are total 7. Out of them, only 4 are occupied. That means there will be 3 seats that will be empty, correct? 4 seats will be occupied. That means 3 seats will be empty. We don't know which one's which. Clear? They're saying that in the starting position. What do you mean by in the starting position? That means there are multiple positions happening. Positions are changing. Yes. In the starting position, Aslam and 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐒 are sitting next to each other, while for Bashir as well as Davis, there are empty chairs on either side of the chairs that they are sitting on. So they're basically saying A and C are sitting next to each other, okay. But with B and D, they are saying that B, left and right, there is one empty chair. With D also, left and right, there's got to be one empty chair. That means nobody is B's neighbor, nobody is D's neighbor also. Yes, so we'll have to keep that in mind. So 2 seats are taken here, 2 seats are taken here, and 4 seats are taken here. The 3 empty seats got to be these ones, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of these 4, there's got to be only 3 empty seats. That means what? It's going to be like this: B dash D dash. So I can see 3 empty seats. Alternatively, it's going to be dash D dash B dash, 3 empty seats. Getting this? While A and C are sitting next to each other. Done? Good to go, guys. Do you have any confusion so far? I'm going line by line. I'm telling you how normally a candidate would think, and that's how we are trying to approach this one. Good to go? No confusions here, yeah? Perfect? Okay. Now what they're saying is, beyond this, so this is not the arrangement, right? They're saying beyond this, there's more. They're saying that the friends take turns moving either clockwise or counterclockwise. That means a friend can either change their seat clockwise or anti-clockwise from their chair. The friend who has to move in a turn occupies the first empty chair in whichever direction he or she chooses to move. So if someone decides to move clockwise, he'll choose the first empty chair. Yeah. Aslam moves first. So turn 1 is A, followed by Bashir. So turn 2 is Bashir. That means A will do turn 1, Bashir will do turn 2, 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐒 will do turn 3, Davis will do turn 4 respectively. Then Aslam moves again. That means turn 5, Aslam is moving again, followed by Bashir 6, then 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐒 7. Is there an 8th turn, guys? Do we have an 8th turn? Neeru, don't worry. I'll repeat this whole thing with the diagram. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Hi Huma, how are you? Long time no see. What's up? How's it going? Yeah. Do we have an 8th round? 8th turn? Is there someone moving on the 8th position as well? Should D again be moving? No. Should A again be moving? No. That's it. They're ending it with 7. That means there is no 8th turn. It ends with 7. Finish. Clear? Good to go? 7th round, 7th turn will be the last turn. That means C will be turning last. After that, D or anyone else will not be turning anymore. Good to go? Your brain is not braining anymore. Come on, man, Sangram. Take a chill pill, relax, just listen to what I'm saying. Just agree or disagree with what I'm saying, and then I'll show the exact same thing with the help of a diagram also. Don't worry, okay? So now I have 2 conditions given, right? I have 2 conditions given. Let me first go through the questions, man. What's the number of chairs? What is the number of the chair initially occupied by Bashir? Initially, that means before they started turning and all, where was Bashir seated? They're asking. Definite. Who sits on the chair numbered 4 at the end of turn 3? Turn 3, who sits on chair number 4? They are asking. Definite. Which of the chairs are occupied at the end of turn 6? By the end of turn 6, which numbered chairs are occupied? So from 1 to 7 chairs, which chairs are occupied and which are empty? They are asking. Definite. Which of the following best? Now this one is a little tricky for us, yeah? What is this? Which of the following best describes? Whenever a question like this comes, get your spidey senses on, because you know that there's something tricky about to happen, yeah? Something tricky about to happen. They're saying which of the following best describes the friends sitting on chairs adjacent to the one occupied by Bashir at the end of turn 7. At the last round is over. Bashir's adjacent seats, who are seated, they're asking. Could it be Aslam and 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐒? Could it be 𝐁𝐁𝐄𝐒 only? That means, for example, if this is where Bashir is seated, they're saying one seat is taken by 𝐁𝐁𝐄𝐒, the other seat is empty, they are saying. Nobody is seated there. Yeah. Same way 𝐁𝐁𝐄𝐒 and Davis only. So the options are also very tricky. Be very, very careful. Options are also very tricky. Because if you look at 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐒 is mentioned here also, 𝐁𝐁𝐂 is mentioned here also, 𝐁𝐁𝐂 is mentioned here also. Same way, Davies is mentioned here also, Davies is mentioned here also. So be very, very careful. These are proper red flag options, okay? These are proper red flag options, and this type of a question is called what? An indefinite question, okay? Done. So I have 3 definite questions, which is good, but here end of turn 7, I am getting an indefinite question. So be very careful. Clear? Question 3 is not indefinite. Yeah, although the options are a little red flag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, numbers are repeating, but it's okay. Yeah. Huma, no problem, Huma, no problem, Huma. See, listen one thing. This is very important, that it doesn't matter how many times you fall down, right? All that matters is how many times you're able to get yourselves back up and back on the track. So I completely appreciate, and I'm very, very glad that you decided to do that. This time, one advantage we have is that we have experience from the past, right? So we're going to use that and not repeat the mistakes that we did last time, okay? Hi, Shrikant. Shrikant, let's do one thing, Shrikant. Let's talk about this at the end of the questions, okay? Because you started the question. Now, if I deviate from the topic, it is going to be disturbing for everybody. So, at the end of the session, I'll guide you with that, okay? Let's go. So, we'll start off with this, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a circle. I have 7 seats, like I said. What happens here is, for example, just as an example, I'm saying, let's say A and C are seated here. And what did we say? The 3 empty seats are going to be what? Dash B, dash D, like that, okay? So I have a dash, a B for example, then a dash, a D for example, then a dash. Somewhat like this they are going to be seated. The problem is what? Either this is A, this is C or A. They could be seated anyhow like this. Same way, this could be D, this could be B. Kind of tricky for us. Yes, kind of tricky. But can I place anywhere else? Can I place D or B here? No. Because if D or B is here, they'll be next to A or C. That's something that can't happen, right? D cannot be next to anybody. Seats are empty beside B, correct? Are you understanding this? Bashir and Davis, empty chairs on either side of their chairs. Good to go? Yes. So this is a rough diagram of how our image is going to look like. So I'm going to assume for now, just to explain to you, that this is what it is, okay? Just to explain. Now what they're saying is, in the first round, this is initial position, okay? In the first round, whose turn is it? Round 1, turn 1, whose is it? A's turn, correct? So A will decide either to move clockwise or anti-clockwise. We don't know which direction he decides to go. If he decides to go clockwise, then he cannot be seated here because C is here. That means A will come off here if he decides to move, yeah, clockwise. If he decides to move anti-clockwise, then A can go to here. So whichever is the next empty seat, right? Whichever is the next empty seat, that person will take off. Getting this? Same way with B, B can decide to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. Whichever seat is empty, he will take that. Whichever first seat is empty, he'll jump off to that. Got it? So the problem now is we are not making one arrangement. We are not making 2, 3, 4. We are making 7 arrangements. Because there are 7 rounds. And we also have to make their initial arrangement. First, how they were sitting, correct? Initial arrangement as well. So initial plus 7, total 8 arrangements is what we are dealing with. And the moment we have these 8 arrangements in hand, it becomes very simple to track and answer the question. Cool. Now this question, if you look at the statistics, right, a lot of people attempted it, but then they ended up getting it wrong, or they took a lot of time to solve it. Yes, that's the tricky part. It is circular arrangement only, things that normally people don't miss. Usually they do it. They practice it also because it's usually the first or the second concept in logical reasoning. But they ended up taking a lot of time. And the biggest mistake there was what? Already numbering it. 1, 2, 3. Don't do that. Yes, we'll figure out who sits in which direction, which seat later. Okay. So I have the 8 arrangements here. Yes. And What do I have? This is initial, okay? This is initial. Nobody has moved yet. This is initial. This is first turn. This is second turn. This is turn 3. This is turn 4, turn 5, turn 6 and 7. This will be the last turn. And we know that who moves when? Nobody moves here. They are first initially seated. They start moving from here. So A moves here, then B will move in this one, then C will move, here D will move, then E, no, there's no E, so A again, then B, then C. Okay, these are the guys who move. That's all I wanted to keep a track of, so that I don't end up moving some wrong person. Okay, so now what they're saying is, look at this, they're saying that A and C next to each other, B and D empty seats. So I don't know who's sitting where, but they're saying that the 4 friends occupy adjacent chairs only at the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, they are sitting adjacent. So I'll mark this here. And round turn 6. So turn 6. So every time B moves, what is the first clue saying? Every time B moves, they're all sitting next to each other. 4 friends, adjacent chairs. That means what? They'll probably be sitting like this, A, B, C, D. They're sitting adjacent to each other, okay? So I made a mark with round 2 and round 6 that they should be sitting in adjacent seats. Done. Now this is where I begin my solving process actually. Clue number 2. Davies occupies chair 2 after turn 1. Yeah, think about this. So I'll just randomly place Davis somewhere. Yeah. So if I decide to place Davis here, random assignment. I'm not thinking anything. I just need to start off somewhere. With circular arrangement, the best thing is what? You can start off anywhere. So I'm starting off here that this is Davis, okay? And he's sitting, occupies chair 2 after turn 1. So after turn 1, if this is chair 2, what do I know? If this is chair 2, I know that this has got to be 3 because it's going clockwise, yeah? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this would have been chair 1, correct? Chair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Now this is what I'm going to continue here also, because chairs are not moving. Mind you, chairs are not moving. Chairs are wherever they were initially. Chairs are not moving. Only the people are moving, correct? They're not taking the chair along with them. So I'll just make sure that I mention it everywhere so that I don't misread anything or misplace any person here or there. This might seem a little tedious work, but it's necessary that we do this so that we don't mess up our solving process. Okay, done? Good to go. So our base prep is done. I now know where each of the chairs are, which is good to go, and I know where D is seated. Now think about this. If D is here, in turn 1, if D is here, what about turn 0? Where should D would have been? Does D move here? From turn 0 to turn 1, does D move? Not really. D moves when? D moves in turn 4 only. That means initially also D was seated here only. Turn 2 also D would have been here only because D is not moving. Here also D would have been seated here only, yes or no? The only time when D moves from his chair is on turn 4 only. So here no longer D is here. D is no longer seated here. Good to go? Understood? Yes, perfect. So Davis occupies chair 2 after turn 1. Good. And chair 4 after turn 5. After turn 5, Davis is seated at chair number 4, they are saying. That means, does Davis move here? No, Davis moves from here, correct? Davis moves from here. So this is where D would have been, and D would have been on chair 4 permanently from there, because turn 4 Davis moves. So from chair 2 he moved to chair 4. In turn 5 also Davis is at chair 4. Davis will be chair 4. Davis permanently will be at chair 4. Good to go? Because Davis only moves here. So from chair 2, he moved off to chair 4. Good to go? Done. So this part is done. This part is done. Next they are saying, and 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐄 occupies chair 7 after turn 2. After turn 2, 𝐁𝐁𝐃 is here, chair 7. 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐒 occupies chair 7 after turn 2. Now again, does 𝐁𝐀𝐄𝐒 move here? No. Does she move here then? No. So 𝐁𝐁𝐂 would still be here. Does she move here then? No. 𝐁𝐁𝐂 would still be here. But here 𝐁𝐁𝐂 moves. That means 𝐁𝐁𝐂 is no longer in chair 7. 𝐁𝐁𝐂 would have changed her position. Good to go? Yes, perfect. So now what do I know? Look at this. If I look at this one, I know that A and C are sitting next to each other. Yes. If C is here, can I place A here? What happens if I place A here? They're saying that B and D have empty chairs on either side. So B and D should have empty chairs. That means I can not place A here because D's left and right should be empty. Yes, D's left and right should have been empty. So this is empty, this is empty. Yeah. So the only place where I can make A sit is what? Seat number 6. This is A. Good to go? Yeah. Again, can I make B sit here? Can B sit here now? No. Why not? Because if B sits here, again they are saying that B and D empty chairs on both sides. If B sits here, this is not empty anymore. That means the only place where B can come is here, and seat number 5 would have been empty again. Say yes if you got this. It's not calculations, Atharv. It's not calculations. We're just doing a lot in mind, very little on paper. We're just thinking it clearly. Now this is the perfect arrangement. A and C next to each other? Yes. D, empty seat, yes. B, empty seat, yes. Did we predict this before? Yeah, we had already predicted this. See, we had already predicted A and C next to each other. Empty seat, B and D, empty seat, we had already predicted that, okay? Yes, Neeru, guys, listen anymore. Listen to me, guys. You need to understand that when I'm explaining all of this, it might sound very lengthy. But when you're solving it, it's not that lengthy. If I were to solve this in my mind or on the paper, I wouldn't have taken this long because I have to explain every single thing to you. It sounds lengthy. Explanation time is usually 10 times more than solving time. Okay, so if I take, let's say, half an hour to explain this, you would probably just take 3 or 4 minutes to solve it. Trust me on that. Okay, done. Now, what about B? Can I still make B sit where he is sitting? Because B doesn't move here, right? Only A moves. So B will still be sitting here. Now A changes his position. Okay, A changes his position. I don't know where A would go. Where can A go? Think about it. Where can A go, guys? A can either move like this anti-clockwise and take seat number 5. Or A, if he moves clockwise, he can't come here. He would have ended up coming here, correct? So A moves in this place. A can be either here or here. Yes, so A could be either seat number 5 or seat number 1. Yeah, I don't know that yet. What's the only supporting condition I have? The supporting condition is that when B moves, turn round 2, turn 2, everybody sitting together. So think about this. C and D are here. If I were to assume that A is here, okay, A moved from this place to this place, I'm assuming if A is here, how will they be together, man? A, C and D, only B is missing. B, even if he comes here, A, B, C is adjacent, D is not. B, if he comes here, still B, C, D and adjacent, A is not. So can A move to seat number 5 anymore, guys? Yes or no? Can A move to seat number 5 anymore? If A is on seat number 5, will they be together? Occupy adjacent chairs only at the end of turn 2. At the end of turn 2, A cannot be here. Yes, so I cannot place A here. Ultimately means what? A should have gone to seat number 1, correct? A should have gone to seat number 1 and he will remain on seat number 1 throughout. Until he moves again here, A will be in seat number 1 throughout. So A in seat number 1, A in seat number 1. Here also A is in seat number 1. Here again A will change positions. We'll come back to that later. So done. So I have A, C and D done. Now I need to place B, correct? Now I need to place B. What about B? Again the deal with B is he can either move clockwise to seat number 5 or anti-clockwise to seat number 3. Can he sit at seat number 5? Can B be at seat number 5? Are they together? No. Why? Seat number 1, 2 and 7, D, A and C are seated like this. That means B should either take seat number 3 or seat number 6 only. Can't take seat number 5 because they are not together. Ultimately, I know for a fact that B would have moved here. Yeah, B would have moved here to seat number 3. Yes. So B is here on seat number 3 and B doesn't move until he moves again. So B will still be here. B will still be on seat number 3 only. B will still be on seat number 3 only. Here again B will move. We'll figure that out later. Good? Yes. So this perfectly done. All 4 are sorted. All 4 A, B, C, D sorted. Yes. Empty chairs also I know. Empty, empty and empty. If you want you can mark empty chairs if you want. Empty, empty and empty. Yes. Here also all 4 seats are done. A, B, C, D, all 4 seats are done. These 3 are empty. And now I move on to the next turn. What happens here now? What happens here? C is supposed to move here, correct? So what will C do now? C can either go anti-clockwise to seat number 6 or C if he goes clockwise. C if he goes clockwise, what will happen? He cannot come here, A is sitting. He cannot come here, D is sitting. He cannot come here, B is sitting. He will end up coming at seat number 4, correct? Now think about this. If C comes up at seat number 4, what will happen, guys? If C comes up at seat number 4, what will happen? They are again adjacent. Are they adjacent in round 3? Is it told they are adjacent in round 3? No, they are saying that 4 friends occupy adjacent chairs only at the end of turn 2 and turn 6. Turn 3, they are not adjacent, which means C cannot be at seat number 4. Do you agree? So if C is not at seat number 4, C decides to go anti-clockwise, making C's new position at seat number 6. Yes. Perfect. So again I have A, B, C and D. All the positions are done. These are the empty seats now. Empty, empty, empty. Round 3 is also done. So perfect. Now, who's supposed to move now? D is supposed to move. So what they are saying is, this time they made it very easy for us. They've already told us that D is moving to seat number 4. So from here, D moves to seat number 4, which is only possible not like this, because if he goes anti-clockwise, he'll go to seat number 7. That's not possible. So he's going clockwise, seat number 4, going clockwise and seated here. Yes. So this is seat number 4. Perfect. That means I'll have to make C sit here where he was sitting. C is seated here. Done. C is seated here. C will not move. C will not move until here. Yes. So round 3 completely done. Round 4 completely done. No changes here. Good to go. Not always, Ananya. Not always. Initially, read this carefully. In the starting position, only starting position A and C are together, not always, beta, okay? Not always, only in the starting position, okay? Now, this is also done, no changes here. Yes, everything satisfied. Empty, empty, empty. Now what happens? Now here A decides to move, okay? Here A decides to move. So A can either go anti-clockwise, take seat number 7, or clockwise take seat number 2, correct? Seat number 7 or seat number 2, yes or no? Either seat number 7 or seat number 2, yes. So if A takes seat number 7, does it make any difference for us? No. If he takes seat number 2, does it make any difference for us at this stage? No. No. Yeah. So we'll look at this one now. Here we will see what happens now. Here again all 4 of them should be together. C and D are here. One of them has to take this place. Can A come here? Can A take this place? Not really possible, yeah. If A has to come here, that means A has to go not 1, 2, 3, 4 seats clockwise or 3 seats anti-clockwise. That's not possible. So A cannot be here. That means this seat has to be taken by B, correct? This seat has to be taken by B. Only then they will have a chance of being together. Agreed? Yes, they have to be together in round 6 also. They have to be together. So D, B and C, B has to come here. Yeah. So if B is here, A is either seat number 3 or seat number 7. Can A go to seat number 3? Not possible. That means A will be at seat number 7 only. We have A's new position at seat number 7. Yes. Are we good to go, guys? So this way I am also done. I am also done with round 5. Empty seat, empty seat, empty seat. Yes. Now here if B is here, A is here, I have A, B, C, D all together, good to go. Finish. What about here now? Who moves? Only C moves. That means B is not going to move. A is not going to move. C is going to move. Where can C go? C can go clockwise or anti-clockwise. So empty seats, I'll make a note of empty seats. Empty, empty, empty. Here also empty, empty, empty. Now here, since C is at seat number 6, he moves. So nobody will be sitting at seat number 6. C can either go where? C can go clockwise to seat number 1. So C can either be here or he can also go anti-clockwise. So if he goes anti-clockwise, he'll go off to seat number 3, correct? So C can also come off to seat number 3. That means what? 2 cases. Were we prepared for 2 cases? Yes, we were. Why? We had already known that what best describes the position in the last turn. Yes. So here there will be 2 cases. If C is here, then this seat will be empty. Or if C is here, then this seat will be empty. So this is empty any which ways. C can either be seat number 1 or seat number 3. Yes. Are we done with the entire arrangement? Yeah. Do we have all the 8 turns sorted? Yes. Do we have all of their positions? Yes. Do we have all the vacant seats? Yes. Okay. So it might sound a little lengthy when you see me solve it, right? When you hear me solve it, it might sound a little lengthy, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. It is actually very doable. I don't know why this became smaller, but yeah. Done. These are the 8 rounds, 7 rounds and the initial arrangement. Yes. Now all we have to do is answer the questions. Good to go. First attempt might seem like I'm talking too much, solving very little. The whole talking part is explaining to you. I'm not explaining to myself, I'm explaining it to you, right? So if you feel like this is becoming a little complicated for you to understand, just rewatch this a little bit and you will get it clearly. Yeah. Let's jump off to answering the question. What is the number of the chair initially occupied by Bashir? I need to turn this off, man. Every time this comes off and it reduces. Are you able to read it, guys? Are you able to read it? Yeah, it's still legible. Yeah, let's answer this. What is the number of the chair initially occupied by Bashir? Initial is here. Bashir is here. Seat number 4. That's my answer. Done. Next. Who sits on chair number 4 at the end of turn 3? Turn 3, chair number 4. Who's seated? Nobody is seated. Chair 4 is empty. No one. End of story. Yes. Question 3. Which of the chairs are occupied at the end of turn 6? Turn 6, which chairs are occupied? 7, 6, 5 and 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7 are occupied. 1, 2 and 3 are all empty. So 4, 5, 6 and 7, option D, done. 4, 5, 6 and 7, done. Yes. At the end of turn 6, 4, 5, 6, 7 are occupied. Everything else is empty, done. Last question. Which of the following best describes? Yes. The friends sitting on chairs adjacent to the one occupied by Bashir at the end of turn 7. At the end of turn 7, Bashir is here. At the end of turn 7, Bashir is here. They are asking adjacent. So adjacent to Bashir is Davis and an empty chair. So they are specifically asking for a friend. Empty chair is not a friend unless and until Bashir is a little schizophrenic. So is his imaginary friend there? No. So D is the only one. D is option C, Davis only. Clear? Any confusions here, guys? Any confusions here? Please do let me know. Yeah. Eyes में pain होने लग गया. I understand that, Ananya. Could be a little heavy on the eyes, also on the mind. Don't worry about it. Just rewatch this bit a little once more. Maybe once or twice. If you rewatch it, you'll be able to understand it better. Okay. So with this, we are done. So I'm not giving you any homework for today because I know this was a little heavy. So just rewatch the PYQ. The earlier set, just rewatch it and try on your own. Okay, try that set on your own and trust me, you will be able to do it on your own. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yes. Hi Nadeem. 3 correct, 1 incorrect is good. Athar, very good. Hi Tripti. Cheers, cheers Tripti. I'll see you in elite batch as well. Yes. Perfect, folks. So with this, we are done. So with the class, this is my Telegram group. If you've not already joined it, do yourselves a favor. Do me also a favor. If you have any questions, any queries, you can post it there. Okay. Yes. Ananya, that one is very close to a 9. Very close to a 9 because normally with circular arrangements, people don't expect that people would be moving. It'll be a fixed arrangement is what people think. And given the time and only asking 4 questions, a set this lengthy, asking only 4 questions is very unfair, man. Very, very unfair. Yes. This set deserved at least 6 questions, at least 5 to 6 questions. 4 questions is very bad for this set. Okay. Done. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the session. We will keep doing sessions here. Don't worry about it. We will be doing sessions on the main channel also and here also. I'll make sure that here and on the main channel, the content is completely different, right? What we do there, I'll not repeat here. What I do here, I'll not repeat there. That way you will have enough content, 2 times the content. And if you are a part of any batch, then that just makes it even merrier. Okay. Yeah, Shrikant, so I have created a sheet. If you go to my Telegram group, just go to my Telegram group. I have created a sheet. I have pinned message. Go to pinned message. I've created a Google sheet specifically for people planning on preparing for their DILR and CAT altogether. You can go check out that sheet. Just follow that sheet. You will be good to go. Okay, Shrikant? Done, guys. Shall we end the session then? Yeah. Perfect. Okay then. Thank you so much guys for being a part of this session. For people who joined late, don't forget to rewatch it. Try solving the set on your own and then watch the solution. There's more fun there. Okay. All right. Gracias, gracias everybody. Muchas gracias. Good night everybody. See you all soon. Tata. All the best. Bye bye.